Gather round. It's time for your Real Estate Chalk Talk with the Hittner Group. Listen closely as your coaches discuss the culture, the economy, and the political scene, and how it affects your home and your real estate investments. Real Estate Chalk Talk is where you learn the science of buying and selling real estate and the art of living in your home. Your education begins in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Hey, welcome to the program. This is your Real Estate Chalk Talk with the Hittner Group, hittnergroup.com, Hittner Group. That's all one word, hittnergroup.com, 612-627-8000. That's 612-627-8000. Give us a ring-a-ling-a-ling. We'd be happy to have a chat with you about your real estate needs. And, of course, that first call is all with no cost and absolutely no obligation. Well, we got a special guest in the studio with us today, the lovely and talented Sheila Hittner. You could clean yourself up pretty good. Geez, I didn't recognize you when you came in here.
That's nice. It's kind of back to the old days when we actually did a real estate show and actually had some good commentary.
Oh, good commentary. I never got to talk. You guys wanted me here, but then I never got to talk.
Okay, so let's do a numbers roundup today. Okay. One thing just to point out, it's to look at how the market is like drifting, I guess, for
what do you mean?
It's just kind of drifting sideways a little bit and becoming more balanced as the year moves on. I mean, we went from 18 months ago where it was this outrageous seller's market where people were putting anything on the market at any price, in any condition, and it would sell with multiple offers, to today where we have an average days on market. In honor of Junior's request last week, I was doing a little micro analysis.
Did you go down a little bit?
Okay, so I at least got down to a zip code. So I just did 55123 zip code in Eagan just for kicks to see what was on the market. 22 active listings in that zip code, which is a lot.
Really? Of any kind? Townhouse?
No, single family.
Single family. Okay.
Single family homes with no contingencies that are actually for sale. 22 of them as of this morning. Average days on market, what do you think it is?
45.
32.
55 days.
I was closest.
The average of those listings, 55 days. So that's the longest one on the market is 219 days. The shortest one is 0, brand new on the market. So 55 days on the market. That's,
how much is the 218
but
days?
Take this back. Now that's 55 days. The cumulative days on market. In other words, somebody did a price reduction or took it off and then brought it back on. That's an old trick. Take it off the market and put it back on. Cumulative days on the market averages 75 days.
Well, that's because you got a 200 in there. 200 days on the market.
That's only 1 out of 22. It's not going to change it.
Oh, it's going to change it dramatically.
The median is 58. The median's 58 days. So
okay, so back to my question. What's the price of the one that's the longest on the market?
I don't know.
Oh.
So
way to dial.
It's $1.3 million.
Okay.
It's $1.3 million.
Okay, well that's got something to do with it.
Yeah.
Right.
Are you seeing like the bigger homes not sell as quick?
Here's one on the market. Here's $3,700,000. That's 135.
I think it depends on where.
Really?
Yeah. I think it depends on where and the type of property that it is.
What do you mean by that?
Because people are waiting for the right thing, right?
At that price point.
At that price point.
They're waiting for the right, at that price point. But yes, okay, does it have the acreage, that I want? Mm-hmm. Does it have the house that I want? I mean, they are open to doing changes, but the other thing too is that people have to see everything, whether they think it's going to work or not going to work. They just really have to see and taste it.
Just in case
it might work, right? And because they're not telling us the whole story, right? They want something that's all ready to go and done, but in their mind, they know based on what they've seen online that, crap, look at those 10. We would have to do a kitchen remodel. We would have to do this. But they don't tell us that because I think they fear that we're going to suggest that they go up in price to get that.
Okay.
Right? So they just want to see everything. Well, and people are curious too. But because then in their mind, they've had the conversation separately about what it is that they're willing to do and not do.
That's good.
In that 55123 zip code, the median sale price What do you think it is? Median sale price. In other words, half the listings
We're
are
in
more,
Eagan.
half are left. Median, not average.
But we're in Eagan.
Yeah, 55123. Yep, that's Eagan.
I would say 525.
600.
600 on the dot. It's $600,000.
Ding, 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 ding.
$600,000.
I love games.
I
Isn't
know.
that something?
Killing me.
Well, think about that.
I can't remember why we don't have Sheila on the show now.
That's a 55123 zip code in Eagan, Minnesota.
600.
It would have been different if it was
$600,000.
55122, by the way.
It would be quite
Yeah.
different, yeah.
Yeah, I just tell you.
So what does that tell you? It's like, wow, how can people afford, if that's the median sale price?
Yeah,
No
right.
wonder they say it's unaffordable. Housing is $600,000
Right.
for the median. That's a lot of money.
It's
a
a
nice, it's a
So-
nice area. Give that
Okay.
great schools, all of that.
It's a bit different than my $56,000 house in North Minneapolis that I bought when I first moved here.
Right.
Yeah, we talked about that area today at
A
Coffee
bit
Club.
different.
But so when they talk about how in the political environment we're in, both sides say we need to make housing more affordable. We have to
Yeah.
do this more affordable. How do you make Eagan more affordable, Keith? It's 600,000 the average. That's outrageous, right? How do you make that?
That's the
more-
median. The average
Yeah.
price is 801.
Okay, but how do you make it more affordable?
you combine-
because it's not interest rate only driven, right? So how do you make it more affordable?
You move in family, all moves in together.
No,
No, I don't think that works though.
that
Right.
doesn't make the
No,
house
it-
cheaper.
No, it.
So here's well, one of them is they're still building in Eagan. There's infill lots. There's still some new construction going on. If it didn't cost $35,000 for a permit, that would help.
Okay,
Right.
So reduce
And
regulation on
Regulation on the build and those constraints. Some of these prices are pretty much locked in, especially in a community like Eagan or Edina or some of those suburbs. Woodbury is another one where. Well, Woodbury may not be quite the example. They still have an awful lot to do, but they're still building. But
Yeah.
but the cost to build is outrageous. That drives everything. So when you got replacement costs so high, it kind of drags the existing market with it,
Okay.
right? And because it's like, well, I can either go buy this new one for 600 or 700,000, or I can get this existing one, which is an older house and smaller and a different floor plan,
Right.
more boxy, more cut up, but I'm also saving $200,000. Makes it a good value.
So, but how did? See, I don't feel like you answered the
I
question.
don't feel
though.
like, yeah, there.
I don't feel like there is an answer.
Yeah, there is.
So so we can't make housing more affordable.
No.
Okay.
You can make building more affordable.
Okay.
Not even more affordable. I didn't want to use that term because it's like, how do I make it less expensive?
I have
That's
the
a better
answer.
way to say it.
You know,
the
much
answer.
better.
what?
You go to your parents and you ask them for your inheritance early for a bigger down
That just
payment.
gives you money. That doesn't make the house cheaper.
I get it, but what is the yeah?
You know, how are you going to make the house
I'm just saying.
cost less? You're asking
I'm
how you're
just-
going to make the house cost less.
I'm just
You're
saying
not.
how to help somebody get into a house. That's
That's
my
a
thing.
different
is how, I
conversation.
get it. But
That's a different
that's the conversation
conversation.
I wanted to have.
So like,
Yeah.
like
But it's
And there is.
but that's a lot. A lot of the political rhetoric is make housing more affordable, and I'm just like,
I think they're
Well,
talking.
yeah,
because I'm trying to figure out like, okay, how do we really do that? Because
Right.
we run across it way too much, and there's people that just simply can't afford. But then they look at rents, and it's
Well,
like,
that's why
shit,
they're
Oh
looking
my
at
rents are so
gosh.
freaking
all the
expensive,
government
too.
programs so that they can supplement the purchase price. So it's affordable to the consumer, but someone else is picking up 30% of the tab. That's what it
Yeah.
is.
So I last month I closed 3 deals that we gave $51,500 away in grants.
That's
That's
the only
how
way
you
to-
do it.
That's how you do it.
Right there. You
But
answered your
they
own
have to
question.
make under
Yes,
so
the
much money. They
stipulation.
can't make too much. You got to do this.
And you're going to
They got-
see some of the rules loosen up a little bit.
I
on that,
sure hope so.
you know, to
Yeah.
make people a little bit in. Just a quick get in here. This week, active listings, 7,200 active listings. That's the highest it's been in 4 years.
Really.
Yeah. So that's another indication.
Should have
Market
given
slowing
me a guess
down,
because I would have been right.
going away.
Probably.
2019, it was higher in 2019. That's the outlier year. We are at 9,000 listings on the
Okay.
market. Then COVID came in, and since COVID, this is the highest number of listings ever. Here's another thing. Remember, we've been talking for the last how many weeks? 900, 900, 900. In the 900s, a home
Yep.
selling through. The highest it was for in this year is 1,085 homes selling through. This week, 894.
We're going down.
Going down. So
interesting.
Inventory,
so give me
market is
We'll
slowing.
talk about that.
Market is slowing. Inventory is going up. We'll pick up more in the money segment of the program. We can talk a little bit more about this if you want to do that. That's it for this segment on your Real Estate Chalk Talk. When we come back, we're going to talk about a couple of things. Entertaining at home.
Yay!
I want to hit on that. How people are doing more and more things at home, trying to save some money.
Yep.
Because going out and partying on a Friday night, getting a big group of people together, it's expensive to do.
Expensive.
And coming back and doing things in the house is pretty darn nice, very intimate, and it's fun to do. So we're going to talk about that. And then in the third segment, we're going to talk about home-based businesses a little bit. Welcome back. Thanks for staying with us. This is your Real Estate Chalk Talk. HittnerGroup.com, HITTNER Group.com, 612-627-8000. Love to have a chat with you if you're thinking about making a move, either buying or selling. 612-627-8000. That call is, of course, with no cost, absolutely no obligation. We'll have a little conversation, maybe set up a time to get together and meet, find out how it is that we can help you out.
Or if you have, an unfortunate situation with a divorce or a death, we are there for you and have special education to walk you through the process. So
that's the voice of the lovely and talented Sheila Hittner, ladies and gentlemen. Probably haven't heard
finished,
that in a while.
Okay.
Used to be a regular on the show, and then we kicked her off because she talked too much.
Right.
Okay. So we asked her back on today because we want to talk about...
Because we had nothing.
Yeah, we got nothing. No, we wanted to talk about... we talk about using your house.
Yep.
You live in your home. It isn't someplace you just come home at night and watch TV, have a little dinner, and then go to sleep. It's really an asset that you can use to entertain, to grow, to have fellowship, all of those things. And with the rising costs that we have in our inflationary economy right now, people are looking for ways that they can entertain and get together and gather without spending $5,000 every time you get to have a party. So we do a lot of parties at the mansion.
Hashtag Sheila the party girl.
Yeah, a lot of parties at the mansion, and it doesn't have to be expensive. So I'm watching a thing yesterday about, because I like to eat a lot of meat. So I'm thinking, how can I get meat cheap? Well, you can go buy at Costco. You can go buy or Sam's and buy a whole roll of meat, a chuck roll, and cut your own steaks. And you can get a 1 pound steak that's like a ribeye, a 1 pound steak for about $4. So now it comes in a case.
And what is it when you go out to eat for that?
Well, just to buy a like a tomahawk steak or something like that cut from the butcher shop, it's going to be about $15, $18 a pound.
See, here you go, worth listening today.
Okay, so you get it for about $4. Well, think about that. So now you can have people over in the grill and grill steaks on the grill. Have a baked potato on there, costs you 25 cents, and you have a baked potato and a steak on the grill, and your total investment is like $5.
But you have to cut your own steak off of that.
Well, so what? I mean, it comes in a big roll. You have a butcher knife. You just cut it. You just slice it.
That's right. I've never done it.
Yeah,
so I know
you just slice it.
Speak
it's
pretty harshly.
Literally that easy.
Really?
I'm sure he'll do a video on it.
Yeah.
Do a video on it.
So you can do it like for your boys and stuff. It'd be great because now you can have steaks on the grill for $4 or $4.50.
Yeah, they always go and just buy one individual one.
One individual one
Wrapped.
and for $19 or $20.
Yep.
Yeah.
At Lunds and Byerly's.
And then I'd rather just go out and not have to cook it.
Yeah, exactly. Well, it's fun to cook it too.
But bringing that back to the
Bring
home
it back
base,
to the house. So now you got half a dozen or 10 people over to the house. It costs you $45.
And face it, everybody likes to support each other and bring something, right? What
Yeah.
can I always bring? What
Yeah.
can I bring? You get the question all the time. You figure out what you want for the menu, and then you just distribute to everybody what it is. You bring the salad because we don't want 10 people bringing the chips, okay?
Right.
So you bring the salad, you bring the buns, you bring this, you bring that, and then everybody's participated. Everybody feels like they've contributed. They're part of that community, which everybody, I'm hoping, praying, thinking, wanting that everybody wants to get back into that after 2020, right? After the years of not being with community. Let's get back with community because Lord knows our health needs it. Our mental health needs it. We need it, right? And it's just a fun way to get together. Then you add whatever game, right, you want in there? Is it yard games? Is it card games? Is it, the game of life?
What about
whatever.
Just conversation?
Conversation is good too, but a lot of times the games like sequence.
Foster
it's such,
conversation.
Exactly. Like sequence is such an easy game that you can play and have a conversation.
It's a mindless
Yeah.
games.
Yeah.
if
So
you will.
play a game that
See, it seems like you guys do complicated games, and then I'd go like, I don't even know the rules, and then I'm all stressed out. I start sweating on the back of my neck, and I'm like, son of a.
then you're going to be
Easy game.
the bartender or the server then,
Yeah,
right?
I'll
If you're
be the
not going to
server.
be in there, playing.
I'd like to learn more games.
Yeah,
You guys do a good job of that.
it's fun. But it's bringing it back into the house, right?
Mhm.
So, okay, there's a lot of people that truly really live in their house,
Mhm.
and they are embarrassed and they don't want people to come to their house. Like they have all of the mindset that I would love to do it, but I got 5 dogs and I got 3 kids, and I mean the place is a mess, and then I have to hire somebody to clean, and it gets to be an overwhelming task for them. And so that's why I love to help them do it, and you come and do it at our house, right? Because a lot of people would like to do it, but they just don't have the means or the area to do it, right? And I mean, how much fun has it been really to support all the people that come and use the house?
And they have birthday. It's great, and they have birthday parties, and they have all kinds of different gatherings, at the house.
Celebration of life,
and baptisms,
gender reveal, all the things.
Yeah.
Gender transition.
No, not there.
Transition
We haven't
reveal.
gotten there yet. No, we
Gender
haven't
transition reveal. We
But-
don't. Oh, it's a pony.
Oh, it's a
But but the other thing with that is that you shush, you guys. So the other thing with having your space and sharing your space, you get to have people come, like the people that come, and we have parties our own. We have people that rent the house. Every time I speak to them, they're so thankful that they can bring their own food.
Yeah.
Right? Because I want to have a gathering of friends and family for a birthday, and I don't want to pay $25 to $45 a plate at the community center to have the space for 40 people.
But the same thing holds true, Sheila, even if you have a group of friends, and one of them maybe has a nicer home with the space.
Yeah.
There's nothing saying that you can't take advantage of that too.
Right.
And just say, we have this group of 10 or 12 people,
Yep.
whatever, that we hang with all the time, and we're not coming to my house because I got 5 dogs and hair all over the place and it's a mess. So we have a tendency to go to that person's house. There's nothing wrong then with saying, hey, let's have a gathering again. I'll bring the meat, or I'll bring this. And then, like you said, everybody brings something. That way they've all invested in it, bought into it. And that makes for a nice, and it doesn't have to be an all-day deal. A weekday night is wonderful to have something where we're coming over. We'll be at the house at 6, and we're leaving at 9, or we're all out by 10. So the expectation is not that we're going to stay till 2 o'clock in the morning because we got to work the next day or we just don't want to.
Yeah.
So we're going to.
I think it's always good having end times so
Yeah.
that you can get out and not wonder like, how do I get out of
I don't want to
this
be
now?
rude because I'm the first one to leave.
Yep.
It's like.
And I go back to what I miss. I miss our 500, right? We used to have a 500 club, and we would rotate. It would just rotate at everybody's house. Everybody would bring, an appetizer or something like that. And whatever the space was of the people, they made it work, right? You throw up a card table in the living room, whatnot. So whatever your space is, you can do it.
Right.
And maybe we need to help you, visually.
Okay,
see
so I
the
want to talk about
space.
something else then, because you do a wonderful job at theme parties.
Yes, I love.
And
theme
so
parties.
500 maybe maybe one way to a card party or a game night or whatever it is, but it's the theme. And I think what makes it fun and what makes yours so special is the detail that goes into the theme. When you walk into it, it's like there's no question that this is the theme.
Right.
So talk about
Down to the napkins.
Yeah, and it doesn't
It doesn't have to be like that.
But it doesn't have to be expensive.
No, it doesn't
So
have
how
to
do you
be.
not make it expensive? Because I hear Keith complain a lot about it.
I'm telling you that you've got, okay, you know the people that are coming, right? How many people have the ability to print something, to go on their Cricut machine and cut out.
Nobody has a Cricut machine.
Yes, they do.
Most
It might be the newer version of it, but whatever. And again, I mean, it's so easy to find something online and print it out. And I mean, it's just about whatever the theme is.
Where do you find some of this stuff, Sheila? Because you, hats off, you do find the weirdest stuff, right? So God bless you. I'm not being, But
Yes.
where do you find? Is there a site that you go to that
Well,
you go, hey,
there's-
this is a good site,
yeah,
folks, to look
there's-
for theme stuff?
There's a few things. The Party Darling is really a fun site. The Party Darling, and Big
to it
Dot
now.
of Happiness is another one that I love. The Big Dot of Happiness has a lot of theme things, right? Like they have the scratch off card. They have the little thing that goes in the brownie. The little
The scratch off cards, people are just always amazed by.
They
those.
are, and of course, and then they're my logo.
Yeah.
Right. There are Healthy Homes. Right. And
yeah.
so if you're the winner, if you scratch off and you get our Healthy Homes, like I mean, it's and you can do it. And those are easy to make.
New
like you
arrivals,
can go.
themes. Yeah, I'm on the site right
Yeah.
now. The Party Darling. Go
Yeah.
there, everybody.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's really cute. It is cute. I mean, the Party Darling is really cute, like kids in that, But Big Dot is a different. They're both. You got to get them both.
So the theme of this week is
Yeah.
home-based.
Home-based.
Yeah.
Yep.
Home-based stuff, home-based entertainment.
Yep.
We're going to pick it up after the break. We're going to talk about home-based businesses, and we're going to have the Collins story. Home-based businesses. We're going to
there
talk
you go.
about Calvin. We're going to talk about your son. This is your Real Estate Chalk Talk. 612-627-8000. We'll be right back. Hey, welcome back to the program. Thanks for staying with us. This is your Real Estate Chalk Talk with the Hittner Group, 612-627-8000, hittnergroup.com. Okay, I want to talk about home-based businesses. I want to talk about Calvin. I want to talk about your son and the transition there. Before, I want to give Sheila a chance to plug her pickleball retreat here.
I am hosting a women's weekend pickleball retreat. And so you spend the whole weekend at the mansion, and it is Friday, October 18th to Sunday, October 20th. And just go to ourhealthyhomes.com, click on the events tab. You'll see all my events. See the next page. Click on that until you find.
And
the
what is
women's-
it?
It's a weekend to be
Okay.
with community with the ladies. I'm hoping to do a co-ed one coming up here this winter, and so you come to the house and we start Friday, and then we go to pickleball for a couple hours. We come back. You can swim. You can get in the soaky hotbed that I have. We have somebody that's going to teach us stretch sessions. We have a PM.
Like a stretch lab type thing? Like
Yeah,
like they're gonna
she's a
work with-
bodybuilder, so she'll show you like what stretches to do. The PEMF mat is something that you can experience. And
What's that? Tell me that.
PEMF mat is one of those types of mats, and there's only a couple companies out there that have it. But when you lay on it, you don't feel anything, but it moves the circulation around
Does it?
in your body. Yes.
And
there's
is it the one you have to plug into the ground in the outlet? To
No.
have the grounding?
No,
We
not
have
that one.
We have one, we have one of those.
Yeah.
yeah, right. And
And,
then
and you feel like you're getting nothing there too.
Yeah.
well, yeah.
Except a credit card charge.
Come on. And we're going to have a swag bag. Of course, we're going to have games and prizes, part of the pickleball tournament. And so then there's some add-ons that you can have if you want a detox foot bath. You can add that on, or a rain drip technique. But we'll play
like that.
Friday, Saturday, Sunday. All your meals are included. All your
Wow.
personal care products are included because it's a chemical-free house. And you got all those things. And again, all your food. And
What do you do for food on something like that? Sheila?
it depends. So once I get everybody that has RSVP, then I'll ask if there's
Any allergies?
yeah,
flu-
yeah, that
'Cause
type of
Lord
thing.
knows you probably have a gluten thing here or there or something.
Yeah. So then I'll base it around what I like. If somebody's allergic to, seafood or shellfish, I'm obviously not going to have something like
Right.
that there.
Not having lobster.
Yeah. Like when we make the Caesar salad, we always leave the croutons off because those are always filled
Yeah.
with gluten. So I'll check in and see what
That's cool.
everybody has, and then
What's
and
the
then
goal
work it
for
around.
a number on that? Like how many
12.
people? 12.
12. So the
Okay.
mansion can sleep 12, and that's a good number anyway. And
Because
we'll hang out at
there's
night
three
around
courts.
around the indoor pool, at
Okay.
home, and games and prizes, and of course swag bags, and of course there's got to be a tournament, so somebody can win something. I haven't figured out what it is yet, but
Right.
A new car.
Yeah,
A
right.
new car.
Exactly.
All right, so let's talk
Sounds
about
fun.
how they sign up for that anyhow.
Ourhealthyhomes.com.
Okay.
Click on the events tab.
What's the cost?
$500 for the weekend. So everything
Oh, really?
is covered.
Not
So if
bad.
you're coming from out of state,
Yeah,
we
I
just
lose
keep it-
$250 a head on that.
Yeah.
Get out of here.
But
Yeah.
somehow in the
Yeah,
big
la,
clearing
la,
account,
la, la,
in the
la,
big
la, la,
clearing
la,
Hey,
la,
lay
account
on,
in the
lay on the
sky.
mat.
Yeah.
You'll feel nothing, and you're going to do a lot of good stuff.
If you're coming from out of state, right, because
So-
you have family here or whatnot, you want to
We shouldn't make fun of Sheila.
You
She'll never
shouldn't.
come
No,
back.
you really shouldn't. I won't come back. And so then we'll have free transportation. And somebody said, well, geez, an Uber's $45 just for the transportation from the airport. So.
But Keith is free.
But Keith
Yeah.
is free. We
I
got
can
it
help
covered.
out, I guess.
Yeah.
I can-
All right, so
Yeah.
We
let's
can do a
talk
whole
about
segment just
so the
on
whole
this.
thing is kind
Good,
of like
good.
home-based. What we're talking about,
Yeah.
home-based entertainment, home-based everything. And another thing is we have home-based businesses, right? Our real estate business is based out. We do have an office and all that. Never go to it because we work from the home. Our Healthy Homes is a home-based business, so everything is home-based. And more people are doing like side gigs out of the house, and they find
Side
that
hustles.
side
right?
hustles.
Side hustles,
So
yeah,
they,
you want one,
they
give me a
need
call.
a place to do that type of work, and it soon outgrows the kitchen table, and all of a sudden they need to convert to space either in the basement or a bedroom or something like that, and so when you've got a business like that, it matters on what kind of a house you buy or what kind of a housing situation you get into. And I thought about your son, Calvin, who going to college,
Yep.
summer job doing landscaping,
Mm-hmm.
suddenly realizes I really like this.
Mm-hmm.
Now he's bought a pickup truck
Yep.
and starting to get some equipment.
And all that equipment and all that is being stored at your place?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, exactly. but in a year or two,
Yeah.
Yep.
he's going to be, if he stays with this,
Yeah, if you wanted to stay with that.
he's
Yep.
going to have some stuff.
Yep.
And when he goes, off on his own and purchases a property, that's going to be a big consideration of what kind of a property he buys. And what made me think about it, I did a video this week on flex rooms.
Okay.
I love flex rooms. Some people call them a bonus room.
Okay.
And a more typical,
He likes to flex.
thing is a bonus room like above the garage where they've done the expansion, stuff like that. Whatever. I like to call it a flex room, just because it's not really bonus, but it's a space that you can do so many different things with. You can either have it be a game center if you want to do that. You can have it be a workspace if you want to do that. You can use it for childcare or daycare if you want to do that. There's all kinds. If you have a home-based business, you can display things out of it. There's just so many different things. We've got a property right now on the market on 3763 Denmark. It's going to be held open a lot. Talk about holding it open maybe in the next segment, but and open houses in general. But it's going to be held open a lot, and people can just come and see what I'm talking about with this flex space. It's a large space. It's got a fireplace in it, windows all around, walks out to the backyard. Can be a separate entrance if you're trying to run a business out of it or run a child care or daycare out of it. Can be a fabulous weekend sports center. I love these flex spaces for just that reason. And when you have a business like that, if you have a business where you have people, especially if you have people that are coming to the house and visiting with you about it, or that you're consulting with them about certain things or whatever it is, it's so great to have that separate entrance, so they're not having to walk through your personal living spaces, because your family might not appreciate.
Because you're still living in the house.
You're still living there and raising your kids, and you want to have that separate thing. So I love those flex spaces, and I love home-based businesses. More and more people are having to do a side gig because they're just not with our inflationary economy where gas is up 40% from 3 years ago, and groceries are up 25-30% from 3 years ago, and your utility costs are up. I mean, the price of everything is
Right.
so high
It's a lot right now.
that people are just like, I can't make it on one job. I have to do a second job, and there's a lot of home-based business opportunities that you can do. I just when we came from coffee, I took a picture actually of a guy had a van, handyman says on the side independent contractor. So, I mean, he is doing just exactly that. I mean, that's his side hustle.
Yep.
Is doing this, and he lists on the side of his van all the kinds of
Different
door
things he can do.
replacement,
Yep.
different things that he can do. And I took a picture of it because I thought, I want to get that guy. I want to talk to that guy.
Right. Yeah. I'm just, as you said, I'm like, I could use that for my front door. I could use
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah, I want to talk to him. It's a 612 number. That doesn't mean anything anymore.
Right.
But he was in Eagan, so I want to talk to him. That kind of a business right there, even if you just have an office space,
Right.
Converting a bedroom
Mm-hmm.
or a lower level basement or something. We use our extra space, the whole house for us is we use for our home-based businesses, and we open it up sometimes to other people, but most of the time we just use it, and because we work out of the house. And
So, when 2020 happened and everybody, was trying to like squeeze their workplace now into their house because they physically weren't going to the office.
Right.
We're seeing that change,
oh yeah.
right? So that they're going back to the office.
But even that, we have people now they're looking, and they don't want one office, they want two, because
sure,
they
'cause they
both
had-
are flex time. They spend 2 or 3 days a week at home, and they need to have
right,
the door
'cause
shut.
They managed their emotions and all of that together
Yeah.
during those years, and now they're like, okay, we really need to separate, because
Right.
if we're going to continue to do this, But going back to that, if they're going back to the office, that also now has given people some of their space back so that they can have those home parties, which is what we talked about in the first segment, because they've got some of their space back that they used to have before with people that are going back to the office. I know it's not a lot.
Yeah, not a lot, a little different. I don't know if they're going to use the bedroom. I'm thinking of a young couple that we helped buy a house. Kelvin did the financing for it, and when they were building, they were Coldwell Banker corporate people. Both worked from home in other regions of the country. They needed 2 offices.
Yes, 2
Right.
offices.
Now you're using up 2 bedrooms. For
Yeah.
it, right. Or
Yeah.
or offices.
Spaces.
Yeah.
Yep.
2 spaces.
Okay, we'll be right back with the money segment. 612-627-8000 is the number to call if you want to have a conversation about your real estate needs, and we will be right back. Thanks for sticking around. This is Your Real Estate Chalk Talk. We got the big money segment on the program today, 651-231-2500. Lots of activity this week. Boy, rates bounced around a little bit this week.
Boy,
didn't
they bounced
Kelvin?
around a lot. The headline here is big time bounce for mortgage rates after hitting long-term lows.
Mm-hmm.
So,
What's the long-term low?
well, we dropped quite a bit. I'll just read this. It says, in of itself, today was quite an awful day for mortgage rates. Conventional 30-year rates moving up faster than almost any other day in the past few years. As unpleasant as that sounds, if you forget about the past 2 days, the average lender is still offering lowest rates in over a year. So,
Okay, so give me the numbers. What does that mean?
6.5.
Okay.
6.5.
What
is
did they
where
go
we're
down to? What would they bounce down to?
About 6 and
A quarter.
6.375.
So I mean,
It's the headlines.
It's
the
the
headlines,
headlines.
because
It's all
nobody
headlines.
reads any further than
Nope.
that. So they just see the headlines and all is good, and
Yeah.
whoever's there right now.
Yep. So
Doing a good
I mean that's the reality, and the cost of getting the rate, right? So you might pay a point to get 6.5, and maybe you only had to pay like a quarter point, 0.25%.
Okay.
So it's really a nuanced thing. It makes a good headline, but
Yeah.
rates did come down, and we are locking people, mid 6s. Some of the home ready, home possible, Freddie Fannie first time home buyer programs, you're probably low 6s. You maybe get 6 1/8, 6 1/4.
There
Because
really isn't anything wrong with that, though. It's just not what we're used to when we had those 3s.
Oh yeah, no, the rates are okay. Like I hope that we can get to a point where we're flirting with high 5s, mid to low 6s. That would be a nice range, and I think everybody
that's
would be
sustainable,
comfortable.
too.
Yeah, right.
And just stay there. Like if we can just stay in that arena,
Yeah.
I think that's fine,
Mm-hmm.
right? So we don't need 3.5 because it would. I mean, even last week, what we noticed was, there's a house on the market for like 52 days. Rates drop down. Suddenly, there's multiple offers, but it was on the
Day.
market for like 50 some days on market, and then all of a sudden, boom, rates go down, multiple offers.
Right.
Like think if rates dropped to
Yes.
4s.
right.
I mean, it would be we'd go back to 30
No
offers
inventory,
and no inventory and all
Blow
this.
through
So I
all the
think it's
inventory.
okay, right?
Inspections,
So
yeah.
so and
Rates right now are about a point less than a year ago, aren't they?
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we're down about because we were mid sevens. You
Yeah.
know, we were talking low sevens, mid sevens, high sevens for a
Mhm.
little bit, but we're okay.
Do you think it's going to have a change between now and November
On the rates?
on the rates?
No, because they've priced in one cut for sure, potentially two cuts from the Federal Reserve.
Anticipated.
Yep. So
Okay.
everything gets priced in. So what they're the thing that made rates drop, and you saw the stock market this week really take a bath, and quite honestly, it's because the Democratic ticket had gained some momentum where they're kind of like, crap, maybe could they win?
Mhm.
Where before it was kind of like a foregone conclusion that the Republican ticket would probably take it and take it pretty handedly.
Mm-hmm.
But now they're saying, hey, it seems like there's some momentum. We got, our
So
governors
the stock
on the
market
VP.
tanks.
Yep. So it basically goes, oh, crap.
Mm-hmm.
And so now, because it's all on anticipation, it's all on emotion, like, hey, what would happen if there was a Harris-Walz administration?
Yeah, it'd be a disaster.
Yep. But whatever your political leaning is.
Yeah, but financially,
yeah,
it would be a
it would
disaster.
not be great.
Forget about political leaning.
Yep.
It'd be a disaster.
Yep. So that's why the market reacted so much, and they're gaining momentum on that side. Now they haven't done an interview or they haven't done anything. They're hiding out, but that's a whole different
Right.
show,
Conversation.
you know.
Right.
So, so we saw a lot of things moving, but man, I'll tell you, we're busy. We're doing a lot of refinances now. It's pretty interesting that we're seeing people consolidate debt. I saw if you watched the news last night, they talked about credit card debt again. And how there's so much credit card debt in the nation that it's unsustainable. They're talking about
I tell that to Sheila all the time. Her credit card debt is unsustainable.
I don't
yeah.
disagree.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think
Cut it
it'd
out.
Okay.
I think
Cut it
it's
out.
probably great just
All
to
right.
live on cash the old-fashioned way. Put money in envelopes, right?
Mm-hmm.
For here's my car payment. Put my money there. Put my money there. Pay the bill. Just for like 30 days. I'd just challenge everybody. Don't use your credit card. Use cash for 30 days.
She'd be out of cash by Tuesday.
That's the concern. But don't you think, and this is for, I mean, I've got kids, you can't go, I don't think they always understand
Yeah. Oh,
what
for
they're
sure.
spending.
Oh, for sure.
So my kid, I'm like, hey, I'm done. Like you're both, if there's a 2 in front of your age, I'm out. Right.
Right.
So we'll do that. But so they're like, hey, Dad, do you want to, now suddenly I can't believe how often I get invited to go to lunch. How often I get invited to grab dinner, but they want to go out and then they don't want to pay for it, right? I'm just like, man, this is not sustainable, and you guys are seeing that, so we have to get control, make smarter decisions regarding our mortgage and money. We had a deal this week, finally closed this week. They needed $1,000 into the transaction, and we kept missing closing. It was supposed to close last month. Couldn't get to 1,000. Couldn't get to 1,000. Send me your bank statements.
Their own money?
Yep,
It has to
$1,000
be
of their own money. Yep. So hey, I get paid Friday. I think I'm going to be there. Well, then send over the bank statements. Well, I added up because I was so frustrated. Right, $287 in OnlyFans subscriptions. Right now
In
they
what?
could OnlyFans.
What's that?
I have no idea.
Okay.
Oh, you don't. Okay. Most people will probably know what that is.
Okay.
It's not a site. Well, maybe
It's like a porn site.
It could be.
Yeah.
Could also be like camping, like unique camping things, or it could be a lot of things,
Okay,
but
all
could have
right.
been in your arena as well. And I'm like,
Okay.
you're spending that much money on this, and we can't buy your house.
It's a priority thing.
Yeah, and you're kind of like, what are you
I
going
don't
to
know
do?
what to do.
What are
Well-
you going to do when your furnace goes out, when your hot water heater goes out,
Right.
and you can't assemble $1,000? That's my only concern with our industry. Is like, God, we're helping everybody. Last month, $51,500, helping you get in. But what happens? Right? There's no reserve requirement on hardly any loans, other than VA has a reserve requirement, right? FHA does if it's a manual underwrite, but there's not a reserve requirement. I feel like, gosh, like if you could set the rules that everybody had to play by the same set of rules, I think it'd be really good to tell people, hey, you need to have 3 months reserve. So whatever your house payment is, you should have 3 months of that sitting somewhere that we just know we're okay.
Okay. So how I can relate to that is with with my health and wellness business, people spend a lot of money on junk products,
Stupid
right?
things.
But junk products, right?
Yeah.
They think they need 5 different things that when there's one thing that can do the same thing, but we're marketed that I need the toilet bowl cleaner, I need the kitchen counter cleaner, I need the floor cleaner, I need,
It's all the same
it's
stuff
all
in
the
a
same
different
stuff,
bottle.
right? It's just that I need 10 bottles to do the same thing of one, right? And so when I help my people, it's like I don't only help you with your health and wellness, but you let me help you with your bill to see what it is that you're spending all this on, because all the toxic products that you're using is killing yourself. So do you want to pay for your health now or later is the thing, but let me go through and itemize what you're spending and how you can reduce that and spend less. So when you work with somebody on the mortgage side of it, then do you ever go down that road with them, like individually? Hey,
bring me your credit card statements.
Let's look at your credit card statements and like dive in deep to what is this? I know you're not the Dave Ramsey for them, but that's where people need my help in the health arena. Is they need somebody that's going to be on their side to actually show them and tell them what it is that they're doing and spending and wasting, so that they can make the better choices. So is that something that you do with them, or do you see yourself getting there?
Yeah, we don't dive into their individual credit card statements, but we do look at their overall debt structure, and I think that's the fact that I do that is beyond most, right?
Yes, that is right.
So
we'll
at least look at that and go, hey, let's get this paid. Let's not put. I had one last night. We're not going to put 20% down. We're going to put 15% down, but we're going to pay off this, and this with the additional money.
Right, but if we're looking at the credit card debt of people,
right?
What's to say that they're going to do the refi, pay that off, and then they're not going to get back in the same spot that they're. So that's what I mean is by spending that time, like literally, and all you need to do is ask, right? Because some people are going to say no, but some people
will say no because they're embarrassed.
Yes, that too.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that too.
They don't want to bring you their credit card statement because they don't want you to see what they're spending money on.
Or it's the spouse. You don't want the spouse doesn't want you to see what the other spouse is. Right? Let's talk about the real reason right here.
But if you took 90 days of anybody's credit card statements and bank statements, you can get a pretty good handle on their lifestyle.
Yeah.
Right.
Yes.
And so we don't go into the depth line by line because you'd never get enough loans done to make a living.
No, but if
I go through Sheila's credit card statement, I highlight what's this, and you know what I get? I don't know.
But if
I don't know.
you're so full of it. But if you did what you had to do to get the loan done, then you love meeting with people. Then let's have a schedule. Like, Lindsay could help you with it, right? Let's have a schedule then to meet whenever and look at these things.
Yeah.
We'll find that $1,000.
Yep. Yeah,
we'll find that $1,000.
Yeah.
All right.
Just saying.
All right. Well, hey, if you want to have a conversation and dig into your, finances a little bit and make sure we're just making smart decisions regarding your money and your mortgage, give me a call, 651-231-2500.
That's it for this week on your Real Estate Chalk Talk, 612-627-8000. To have a chat about your real estate needs. We'll see you next week.